What's this crap? Needless to say, it snowed last night and it's currently raining. It's also like, I don't know. I'll have to check my phone, but it's probably 30 degrees right now. Yeah, it's cold. So, that's why we got this. I want to melt my driveway. Not as effective as I thought it would be. Totally worth it though. This smells like freedom. Let's go make holsters. First things first, you need to take the appropriate mold that you're going to be using. What I'm going to be showing you is a vac form thing only, so you won't be able to do it on foam. Although I will tell you, in the past, I have been able to take a vac form for a magazine, and I have been able to effectively press it on my foam press, you know, my beast of a press. However, you don't get as much definition, so it doesn't really come out as good, but it works. This is why I switched to vac forming when doing mags. I very rarely do mags on my foam press anymore. Now, this is what I'm going to show you. Grab your appropriate mag holder. This particular one is the FN, or not the FN, the Ruger 5.7. We're going to be doing mags for that. So I am taking, I just did this one in brown. We're going to do these in black. This is the trimmed shell. It's all finished, ready to fold. We'll be doing that shortly. Go ahead and make this in the color you desire. We're going to do it black, just like this. All right, we're doing these in black. I already took the black and I have it cut. It is inside my heat press here. Again, all heat presses are different. You are going to want to figure out the settings. I have mine set to 395 degrees for 145 seconds, or 375. It's around there. I'll show you exactly in a minute. But I have a fancier studio 15 by 15, and that's what I highly recommend. Mag mold. This is a Ruger 5.7 mag mold from Ox Creek Tactical. You can find it at oxcreektactical.com. I'll put a link in the description. So we're going to go ahead, set this up, and show you how to do that. Steel mesh. You could find this steel mesh on Amazon. It comes in sheets that are like 12 inches by 8 inches, and you just cut it to fit. You want it over the hole so it has a raised platform to come off. Otherwise, it's just going to suck down, and then it's going to create a seal right there, and you're not going to get anything. So steel mesh right on top. And then select the frame that is larger or the correct size of what you're doing. This is more than enough. Still got 50 seconds left on this and we'll be all set. And if I haven't shown you before, this is actually pretty cool. Instead of reaching over and flipping the switch to turn it on, I have this foot switch right here. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. I know I've showed it in another video, but it's been a while, where the pump is plugged into that. So all I have to do is step on it, which leaves both my hands available to do what I need to do. So, much better. Make sure it's clean. No dust, no crap. Again, this is oversized just because it is. You could also take another mold and stick it in there. They make handles to go in as well to get that good press. Now I'm going to take my other sheet, clean that, put that in the press while I blow this up. So we'll let that cool, we'll bust it out. I got 100 seconds left, so a little over a minute and a half, and we're good to go. So we'll get this out, and I will show you the next step on how to do this. It's very easy. The only thing, you will need special hardware to do this, and then there's one of two ways you can do this. I have done it both ways to accommodate certain things. This particular way is the fastest, the easiest, and to be perfectly honest with you, I think it's pretty badass. And a lot of the thanks is to Oliver at Plan B Holsters. You could go to planbholsters.com and you could find these there. Again, I'll give the link in the description for what these are. They're called, no angle loops, no wing loops. They're called no wing loops, and they're $3.25 for a pair. I'll show you what they look like once we get to that stage. I highly recommend them for what we're doing here. Again, this one is all set. We're just going to pop it out, and then we can go ahead and drill there. And of course, I dropped my mold, but make sure it's clean top and bottom. You don't want to suck any of this crap into your compressor, and you definitely don't want to have any of the debris stick to the hot kydex, because it's going to bond and you won't get it out. Here's number 2. All right, and here's a little trick. Since we already have one that's cooled, right? This one still needs to cool a little bit more, so might as well drill this, cut it, and then trim it on the router while that one's all set. That way we're still moving, because in this business, time is money. So, you know, start to finish, you could do these in 5 minutes, including this right here. But while that's cooling, go ahead and get yourself the next part. I actually already have the other half of this order in the press right now. It's a 5.7 with TLR1, and that's an outside the waistband that's currently cooking. Or, well, not cooking, it's actually drying. So, but let's drill this, and then we'll come back and get the other one. I just want to point out that these centering bits are balls. If you don't have a centering bit on your drill press, go ahead and get them. Now, cool thing about Ox Creek, they don't do it 100% of the time, unless they changed it, and they do it all the time now. His name's David Miller. Real nice guy to work with. They have threaded inserts that go right into the mold. If they don't have it, I will actually drill it myself and put my own in, because I found the kit off of Amazon. But we're going to take our countersink and then go ahead and clean your holes. You don't have to do it at this point, but I think it's easier at this stage. More to move on to. All right. Make sure you got it the same orientation. Get it in there, and then take the normal screws that you have. So all your kydex holsters, those screws are actually the same, which is fantastic. Now we got it mounted. It won't move. We'll go ahead and cut it on the bandsaw or your squirrel saw. I recommend a bandsaw, and then we'll go ahead and trim it. Cool story. While we went ahead and did that, guess what? This one is fully cooled. So we can pop that out. Let's drill these now. So, do that process again. But I'm going to go ahead and take this mold off. And there we go. So this is one half. Now, let me do the other half real quick. Now at this point, you know I would normally go ahead and sand the edges. I don't buff. I hate buffing. I don't like shiny edges. I like matte finishes because I don't like the glare. It's personal preference. Do what you want. When I go to my buffer, it's the sanding drum that's on. It's an 800 grit, and all I do is that rough edge right there, I take it down and I bevel it. That's all you see me do. Normally, at this stage, right after doing it, here's the two of them, that's what I would do. That is not the case. This is what's next. Step number 1, get your MRDs ready. You're going to have to drill them unless you are using the hardware that allows you to not modify these. I don't get those. I don't care. This we're going to drill, which is just the 7/32 drill bit. I believe that's what it is. I will double check that actually. 7/32. It's the same size that I use for my retention. Go figure. So if you take it and you just, I do it by hand and just slow. That's it. There's one. There's two. Now we're not doing a fold over. We're doing a double. So obviously you need 2 MRDs. So remember, if you buy these, if you don't buy these in bulk, these run you like $4.50 each. When you buy them in bulk, they only cost you about $1.10. So at this point, take each of your shells, put in the hardware as needed. Let's switch to a different view though. Put this guy in, right? Make sure you have them oriented the right way. And then go ahead and lay that right on top. There you go. So now, back to what I was saying, these are the no wing loops. And these are from Plan B, Oliver at Plan B. He sells these for $3.25 a piece. I mean, for a pair. And these things are a godsend when you want to turn this into an outside the waistband. So these will literally mount to the MRD. It's 3/4 inch spacing, I believe it is. And it'll mount right there. So what we need to do is we need to determine what size we need. Now, here's this. I see a ton of questions on either comments or on the forums and all that stuff we were on. These questions are, how long should the post be? How long should the screw be? Well, here's this. Do the math. You got 0.08 of kydex on each side, so 0.08 times 2, and then you got your retention width, and then you got the accessory that's going on it. So the thicknesses of all those, figure it out, and that'll give you the combination that you need. So, but for this particular instinct, we have all this that can technically be a threaded post. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1/2 inch threaded post through it and see how it fits. So it really honestly doesn't matter which side you use, but if we go ahead and do this, look at that, not poking out. And I have here, of course, they're stuck together. All right, and I have here the 4 screws we will need. Now these are 1/2 inch screws, so you're going to have that much thread. So I am perfectly okay with that. And I will go ahead, and these, I always Loctite these ones. And there's going to be one more step. So there we go. Now we're going to want these on the back. So I went ahead and messed that up for you. Because if we put them on the front, it's obviously not going to work. So we're going to put these through here. Oh, yep, we got to drill those too. No big deal. 2 seconds and it's done. All right, put those through. Slide that in. And then go ahead and take your screws. Like I said, these ones are 1/2 inch. Plenty. And obviously repeat that to the other side. And if you notice, I did in fact drill the spot for the foamies. Reason being, do you want holes in the top, or do you want to see the little mountain, the little pimple, the poke that comes through from the molding? So here is the next thing. This has a flex. When you have the mag installed and then you put pressure on it, it will actually do this. So if you notice, we got roughly an 1/8 inch gap right there. So let's do this. This is my shortest screw. It's 0.312 inches. This is 1/4 inch, and that's an 1/8 inch. Now you're going to go ahead and mark your spot. I will go in the center and drill that with a 7/62. I'll clean the hole. Okay, and then take your rubber spacer, slide it down to where you need it, And then I'm just going to pinch that, put that in through the back, and I will go ahead and Loctite this, because the only purpose this serves is not for retention, because that's what the MRD is. This is so it doesn't flex in the center. So if you notice, I am not making it so it closes this. I am making it so there's still room. Right? So there's that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and, yeah, finish it. But, you know, before I put all this, I should have done the edges. And that was my bad. Because I usually do the edges before mounting. I didn't even think of that. So, this is what I'll do. Because, like I said, everything is usually on and all said and done. That's why I don't do the insides. I'll just install that so we can get to the edges. I was just so excited to show you guys this little trick that I completely forgot to clean up my edges. So why don't we do that real quick? Now that's all done. Let's put the hardware back. Whoopsie. Okay. Take that back out. And I'll reapply a little bit of this for safe measure. And then reinstall, because I completely skipped a step. Right. Now I'm just going to blow it off and I'll clean it with a little rim oil. Last but not least, absolutely do not forget to put in your set screws to your MRDs. You forget that and your customer will have a bad day and you're going to look like an idiot. Have I done it? No, thank God. Has it almost happened? Absolutely. So there's that. So, and there's also a couple things you can do. I might do this actually. If you notice, it's got a little bit of a play right here. That's because all of the retention's up here. I am going to add rivets right down here. And that is, like I said, pretty simple. Just find the spot, drill it for your 1/4 inch, clean the holes, and then put it together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is evenly spaced. I'm going to take this and I'm going to nudge it up against this bump right here for the MRD. Right? I'm going to tuck it in the corner. Then I'm going to take our pencil and then mark it where it sits. And that will give us our even spaces for both sides. Don't forget, it's going to be 1/4 inch. Clean your hole. I got a new drill on the way. I'm excited. All right. Now, before you rivet it, blow out in between just in case there's debris in between, because that'll cause it to still have a gap. And there we go. So start to finish, 100% complete. I'm going to go ahead, wipe it down. I'll package it. And it's going to go off to the new owner. That's what's so awesome with the kydex world. There's so much things that we can make, you know, between all the stuff you've seen on here and so much more. And like I said, being able to take a fold over and make a dual That's pretty cool. My foldovers start at $35. These, they start at a lot more than $35. So you you pretty much just doubled it. So figure out what's good for you and go from there. Like I said, I'm going to put a link in the description for all the stuff I used today, and have fun, make some money.